became a symbol of resistance against the regime in Iran when he was pictured on the cover of The Economist magazine. Now nearly 10 years on, Ahmad Baطbey has escaped from jail in Tehran and fled to the US and filmed it on his mobile phone. In his first television interview, he's told Channel 4 News how he was tortured during his 8 years in prison and how he managed to get away. Lucy Manning reports from Washington.
It was a picture that defined Iranians' opposition to their own government. A student holding the bloody shirt of a friend who'd just been shot. It was an iconic front page that went around the world. Because of it, Ahmad Baطbey would spend most of the next 8 years in jail, beaten and tortured. Now the man who became the face of the student protests in the late 90s is free. Escaping Iran, fleeing through minefields across the border into Iraq, finally arriving in America last month.
Now, when I look back, I see that I did what I wanted to do, which was to reveal to the world the atrocities of the time, the atrocities of the government.
The protests that exploded onto the streets of Tehran saw students attacking the strict Islamic regime, the police attacking them. In the left-hand corner, just visible, Mr. Baطbey holding aloft the blood-stained shirt.
It was the first time since the 1979 revolution that such large-scale demonstrations against the government had taken place. The bloody shirt was just in the margins. The bigger goal was trying to protect the student movement and our message.
He would only discover the photo had been taken when he was hauled in front of a judge.
The judge showed me the photo and said, "This is the reason you have been sentenced to death. This is an Islamic country, and in this country, people like you should not exist. With this photo, you have portrayed the Islamic nation in an unfavourable manner to the rest of the world."
After the protests were suppressed, Mr. Baطbey, whose death sentence was commuted, was given 15 years in jail and would become one of Iran's best-known dissidents, an unwanted title. In prison, he says he and his fellow protesters were tortured. There were even mock executions.
They would kick me in the mouth and jaw so much that my teeth fell out. I've always had long hair, and they would pull it out until it was short, and they would push my head repeatedly into filthy blocked toilets.
After 8 years in jail, in March, Ahmad Baطbey's dramatic escape began, all filmed on his mobile phone. He secretly fled Tehran after being given temporary release from jail to receive medical treatment and was helped out of the country by the Kurdish underground movement. They moved him from car to car. The fear that he would be caught or killed was great.
They handed me over to a 30-person team who transported me to various towns in Iran until we reached a border city. Then they handed me over to another team to get across the border.
Travelling on mules over difficult, rocky terrain, they eventually reached the border with Iraq, evading minefields, Iranian artillery, and soldiers who would shoot at anyone crossing.
The border is a minefield. To cross over was extremely dangerous, almost impossible. I was very scared when I got to Iraq. There was war and violence. I didn't have any identification, and Iranian intelligence officials were after me.
He eventually made it to the safety of the UN High Commission for Refugees in Erbil, and for 3 months, while he waited for new documents, was moved from safe house to safe house, or was scared he'd be found. At one point, he received a chilling call from the Iranian secret police. "We know where you are," they said. But Ahmad Baطbey finally made it to America, the country he'd always been told wanted to destroy Iran. Allowed in on humanitarian grounds, he landed exactly a month ago today. Now 31, the long hair from the photo is still there. The bandana has gone, replaced by a suit. With his lawyer alongside him, he's still campaigning for those left behind in prison, those he says are still being tortured by the regime. His message to that regime, clear in a photo he took and posted on his blog. Your hands will never touch me, he taunted them.
I was saying, despite everything you tried to do, your hands won't reach me ever again. This is my hand, in a new world, where I'm free to do what I want. You had closed the door to my generation. You told my generation the entire world is trying to destroy us, but the entire world is now your enemy.
Mr. Batebi believes it's not just America, but the entire international community who should act against Iran on the nuclear weapons issue, but that war should be avoided at all costs. He paid a high cost for demonstrating a decade ago, for being captured on camera in that moment of defiance.
It's true that I have spent a third of my life behind bars. However, if I had to go back and do it all again, I would do exactly the same thing.
That report from Lucy Manning in Washington.